This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? All right, this is Brother Kashakwala coming back at you with another lesson from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia, giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Okay, today I just wanted to get into a few things. Primarily, it just been on my spirit, and I was talking with another brother from my camp, the brother Tazabah. He attends the Alabama camp as well. And we just talked because we both have hair, you know what I'm saying, and how to deal with it. Just some edification on the topic. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? That's right. And if your hair is going to a certain length, it can be, miscounted as, it just, there's a certain point where you need to cut the hair because you become counted as a woman. So I'm gonna keep going down. It says, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given for her for a covering. But if a man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of the Most High. So it's not, we're not supposed to have super long hair, okay? But going back to the point at hand, it says 1 Corinthians 11 and 14, doth not even nature itself teach you, okay? So I was reading it and I was like, it just reminds me of something. And I'm going to go ahead and get it. This is 2 Samuel chapter 18. Yeah. Chapter 18 verse 9. And it says, and Absalom met the servants of David. That's right. Absalom was the son of David. He was trying to overthrow David. Hence David had to flee. He had to run away, to preserve his life. It was the best thing to do, The Spirit had him do that. And Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak. If I'm not mistaken, a thick bough of a great oak is in the nature, okay? This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 14 again. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? And when you read the New Testament, it's a bunch of I got a precept, I got a precept, I got a precept. So don't you think they read the accounts already? And when you read about Paul in the book of Philippians, he says when that's touching the law as a Pharisee. So he knew the Old Testament down pat. Because the Pharisees were on point with the law, but they just didn't have the Spirit with them, So going back to 2 Samuel 18 and 9, and Absalom met the servant of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head caught hold of the oak. That's right, because Absalom had a lot of hair, okay? It says, and he was taken up between the heaven and earth, and the mule that was under him went away. So the mule just kept going. He pretty much got taken off the saddle of the mule because his hair got caught in the nature. And again, 1 Corinthians 11 and 14, doth not even nature itself teach you? And right here, we're taught that, this is just an account. And the scriptures are an example for us. What was written aforetime was written for our learning. Because he had that long hair, he got caught up in the nature, literally, and this is what happened to him. Okay? It says, and a certain man saw it and told Joab, because Joab was seeking him, and said, behold, I saw Absalom hanged in an oak. That's right, by his hair, abundant amount of hair. And Joab said unto the man that told him, and behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him there to the ground? Joab was going off, and you can read First Kings, the second or third chapter of what King David told King Solomon to do. He's like, use wisdom, but don't let him go to the grave, pretty much not being punished. Okay? And it says, and I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver in a girdle. He's like, if you would have killed him, I would have gave you 10 shekels of silver in a girdle. And this is what the man said back to Joab. And the man said unto Joab, though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver, okay, in my hand, yet would I not put forth my hand against the king's son. He was in order, okay? For in our hearing, the king charged thee in Abishai and Ittai, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, saying, beware that none touch the young man Absalom. So that was an order, okay? Because when you read up further, King David was like, don't touch Absalom, okay? And it says, otherwise I should have wrought falsehood against my own life. That's right, because if you don't take the orders of the king, that's your life, man, because that's the Lord's anointed. He put him there for a reason, so he's executing judgment of what the Lord deems necessary, okay? For there is no matter hid from the king. That's right, no matter hid from the king, because what? There's no matter hid from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So whatever Yahweh Shem Yahushai sees, he's going to let the king know. Through the Spirit, it's going to manifest itself. And thou thyself wouldest have set thyself against me. And this is what happened to Absalom for getting his hair caught up into the nature. Okay? Then said Joab, I may not tarry thus with thee. And he took 3 darts in his hand and thrust them through the heart of Absalom while he was yet alive in the midst of the oak. So while he was hanging from the oak, because his hair was so long, going back again to 1 Corinthians 11:14, doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? It was a shame to have long hair at this pivotal moment because it got him caught up and ultimately killed. Okay? And then, verse 15, and then it says, and 10 young men that bare Joab's armor compassed about and smote Absalom and slew him. So he threw 3 darts in his chest, okay, or where his heart was, okay, because you notice one thing: if you do get stabbed in the heart, you can still be living. Your heart will still be pumping in that with that knife in there. But if you take it out, that's when you die. Good example of that is when you watch Black Panther, when Killmonger had that dagger in his chest and he was like wheezing, but he was still alive, and then he just took it out, then he died. It's the same thing that happened to the crocodile hunter when he got stabbed in the heart by that stingray. They said if he didn't take out the stinger of the stingray, he would have had a chance to live, but he took it out and he died immediately. Okay, so a little something about the scriptures of what it tells you to do with your hair. This is Ezekiel 44, and the Lord was talking to the Levites, the priest Levites, okay, the priest Levites of Zadok. Okay, it says, neither shall they shave their heads nor suffer their locks to grow long. So let's get the word locks, because people get that misconstrued. Okay, I think it's a para, and it says hair, long hair, head, locks, leader. Okay, so it's long hair. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna get another definition of locks when we jump into the book of Judges, obviously talking about Samson. It says not nor suffer their locks to grow long. That's right. So right now, what I have in my hair, these are considered locks. Okay, because matter of fact, I'll just get Judges real quick. Oh, I already got it up. No, I want a different one. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. I'm pretty sure it's in Judges 16. Here we go. Judges 16 and 19. I'll read it first. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the locks of his heads. Whose locks? Samson's locks. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. Okay? So let's get locks. All right, it's a braid. All right, so these are considered locks because they're braids. All right, it's that simple. Okay, so going back to Ezekiel 44 and 20, it says, neither shall they shave their heads nor suffer their locks to grow long. So suffer their braids to grow too long. They shall only poll their heads. Okay, let's get that word poll. All right, it says cut, clip, trim, shear. All right, so just to prove what that is, let's go to Job, because Job sheared or clipped his head. I want to say it's in the 2nd chapter. No, it's in the 3rd chapter. Again, I can bear with me real quick. Oh, there's something going off. No, I think it is in the 2nd chapter. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. I may find it better using scriptures. All right, because what Job did, he it's in the 1st chapter. I'm going off. What Job did is when he was mourning, he shaved his head. Okay. Let's see. There you go. So it says, then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell upon the ground and worshipped. So let's get the word shaved. Gazaz. All right. It says to shear or mow. Okay. When brothers cut their hair low, they just they shaved it. They sheared it or they clipped it. Okay. So let's go back to Ezekiel 44. Okay. So it says to clip. It says to cut, clip, trim, shear. Okay, it says Strong's definition to shear. All right, the lexicon, it says kindred roots are, and others beginning with, it says found one. Not much there. And then you got your cross references, but it means to clip, to cut, clip, trim, or shear. Okay, so you're supposed to, when your hair gets to a certain length, you're supposed to pull it. Okay, you're not supposed to let it get to a certain length. Okay. Absalom let it get to that certain length, and hence why you have 1 Corinthians 11:14. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? It was a shame unto Absalom to have that long of hair, because ultimately he got 3 darts thrust through his heart, and 10 men came and compassed him and smote him, because his hair got caught in a great oak. Okay, so if you have hair and you have locks, don't, it's at certain times of the year, it's time for you to pull your hair back to a certain length and not let it get too long. Okay. Now we have other instances as being a Nazarite. Okay, so this is Judges 13:6. Okay, 13:5. Okay, it says, "For lo, thou shalt." I'll start at 2. Might as well start at 1. Judges 13:1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. And the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years. So we went into captivity again. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not. Okay, and the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman and said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink, nor anything unclean. So what is this kind of reminding you right now? A Nazarite. So it's going to go into it. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite unto the Most High from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. That's right. So the Lord was setting someone up. And when you're a Nazarite, you're totally committed to Yahweh. Okay? So let's get that real quick before we continue with the Judges. This is number 6 and 5. It says, all the days of the vow of his separation shall there no razor come upon his head until the days fulfilled in which he separated himself unto the Lord. So until death do you part, pretty much. And he shall be holy, and shall let the locks of his hair grow. So let the braids of his hair grow. Just let them grow. Don't touch your head. No razor shall come to your head. Okay. All the days that he separated himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his fathers, or for his mother, or for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of the Most High is upon his head. So he probably can't attend their memorial service. He just have to, mourn to himself. Okay, all the day, or he can't bury them either. All the days of his separation is holy unto the Most High. So you're separate. A Nazarite is separate to the Lord. Okay, it's totally to the Lord. Okay, and also when you go down and read it, he cannot drink any wine or deal with anything of the grape. Okay. Oh, that's up here. It says number 6 and 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and saying to them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried. All the days of the separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. So you ain't supposed to be dealing with wine or anything of that nature. So it's the same thing that the angel of the Lord was telling the mother of Samson right here. Okay. It says Judges 13 and 6. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, and I'm going to get back on point, a man of the Most High came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of the Most High. Very terrible. So yes, not all the time angels come in the presence of looking like a man, or they can come in their angelic form, and sometimes their angelic form looks very terrible. Let's get the word terrible. Alright. Yara, and it means to fear, revere, be afraid, stand in awe, be awed. Okay, to be fearful, be dreadful. Okay, cause astonishment and awe. Be held in awe. So when she saw him, she was like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back. And it says, but I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name. But he said unto me, behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink, just like we read in Numbers the 6th chapter. Okay. Neither eat anything unclean, any unclean thing. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto the Most High from the womb to the day of his death. So there's certain cases where you don't take a clip and pull your hair, and that's if you took the vow of a Nazarite. Okay, but in this time and age, it wouldn't be the wisest thing to take the vow of a Nazarite, because we can't even keep the law to the totality, or the full. We can't keep the full law. Okay, so that brings me to this. All right. Oh, also to hear another account of a Nazarite, which was Samuel. It says Samuel 1 and 11, and she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, that thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, because Hannah was barren, and remember me, and forget not thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man child. Then I will give unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. So Samuel was a Nazarite as well. Okay, so that comes into this point. Okay, this is Numbers chapter 30, verse 4. All right, Numbers 30 and 4. Because you're not supposed to keep a promise that you can't keep. Okay, this is Numbers 30 and 4. And her father, um, Numbers 30 and 3. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow and her bond wherewith she hath bond her spirit, and her father shall hold his peace at her, meaning like, okay, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bond her soul or spirit shall stand. So he let it be that vow is good. Verse 5. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows, or of her bonds wherewith she hath bond her spirit shall stand, the Lord shall forgive her because her father disallowed her. So if he doesn't allow the bond, she is, it doesn't count pretty much. Okay, so pretty much what I'm saying, it wouldn't be too wise or prudent to make a vow of a Nazarite in this day and age at all, because we can barely keep the law now. But the topic at hand is, if you have hair or locks, you have to pull your hair to a certain extent. Okay, this 1 Corinthians 11:14 again. Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, that is a shame unto him? We got the account of how it can be a shame unto you, because it got Absalom caught up. Ultimately, that was a judgment from the Most High for him going against the grain, being heterodox or unorthodox instead of being orthodox to who was in rulership and who was anointed as king. Okay, so that was his punishment for that. It's the same thing when you read about Adonijah in First Kings. He took it upon himself to be a king, and ultimately, when you read, I think in chapter 3 or 4 in First Kings, he got put to death because he came against the order. All right. So again, the topic at hand: if you have locks or whatnot, pull your hair. Don't let it get too damn long. Okay, pull your hair once a year or twice a year, however long you need, depending on how fast your hair grows. See, I'm just now starting to grow my hair grows like grass. So there's gonna be a certain time frame to where I'm gonna have to pull my hair to have it at a certain length, so it's not too long, so it won't be a shame. So it won't be a shame unto me. And this is just, just for edification for brothers out there who do have hair, long hair. Okay, there's a certain time where it's time to snip it. Okay, all right. So I hope this lesson was edifying, and again, giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, shalom.